So it's broadcasting already?
Yes, it is now broadcasting.
Yes.
We have people coming in now. 24 participants are already online, so we can actually, I think we should be able to start shortly. Okay, so we've also, I think, hopefully we'll go live on Facebook also, but let's see how, but we can proceed lah. Yeah, Hotman?
So there was about 40 over people registered there. Common line is lacking, I think.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for taking your precious time to attend this RentGuard ECF issuer preview via Zoom. My name is Honman, and we are having Cash and Jeff, the co-founder of RentGuard, and together with Dato Lee, managing partner of Lee and Partners. Okay, a briefly introduction about pitchIN is about we are one of the largest equity crowdfunding platform.
Yeah.
Companies to raise 66 million to date, and now.
Hello.
Cash, you want to take over? I think.
Yeah. I think Honman's audio is gone. So hi, hello everyone. My name is Cash. I'm also from pitchIN, colleague of Honman there. And just to welcome everyone for the RentGuard ECF session. It's been a pleasure having the RentGuard guys on pitchIN. And those of you, some of you may know that actually RentGuard has actually gone live on pitchIN earlier, and they've already actually passed their target, so they considered a successful company. So congratulations to Jeff and Dato Lee on that. So we've got Jeff Tan, the CEO of RentGuard, and also Dato Lee Lin Fong joining us here today. Now, for some of you who may not have heard of equity crowdfunding, I thought we'll just very briefly introduce. It's actually a way. If you check out RentGuard, you'll see that it's actually a way for investors to connect with companies when they are growing very fast, right? So typically those days you will only hear of companies like RentGuard one day when they become very large and are maybe public listed. But with equity crowdfunding, you get to invest in a lot of companies at a time when they're growing very fast. And you know that growing very fast means your investment potential also grows very fast. So we have done about 55 deals today, raised about 67 million ringgit for companies. And we ourselves, pitchIN is also growing very fast. There are lots of companies lined up this year, but RentGuard is unique, and I'll let Jeff tell you why RentGuard is unique in a certain way. But they are here today to share. And just before I pass our speakers over to Jeff and Dato Lee, I thought I'll just tell you that how we work in our session is that basically what we have available is a presentation by Jeff and Dato Lee, and after that, you'll be able to ask questions. You will find that there are question and answers tab below there, and you can ask your question there. And along the way, Jeff will probably answer the questions either by text or maybe he might even answer it live. You can also raise your hands. I'm sure you can see your function there to raise your hands. We hope that you don't raise your hands now, but raise your hands later so that at the end, that's when is the best time for everybody to ask questions, right? So we enable people to raise their hands and ask their questions live. So that will be the rough flow as to how we hope to do the session. And I think this will be a good time for me to pass the mic over to Jeff and also Dr. Lee Lin Fong, who happens to be the managing partner of Lee and Partners, a law firm, but also a board member and one of the early investors in RentGuard. So over to you, Jeff.
Thank you, Cash and Homan. Thanks to pitchIN for having this session. I would like to say that good afternoon to you all. I can see that we have actually more than 20 attendants here, so it's not bad. I mean, consider this a Saturday, supposed to be a weekend, and then I'm sure that most of you guys and us are actually staying at home, so enjoy the weekends. Okay, I still appreciate that you give this precious time to listen to our company for this ECF. And also that I will try my best to to present our business to you all. Before that, I would like to introduce our board member, who is Datuk Lee. He is actually our angel investor since we have this idea before we start this company in 2016. And then Datuk Lee also committed himself to take up a directorship as a non-executive director in our company. So I would like to invite Datuk Lee to share about why he actually saw our idea can work in the beginning, and now maybe that later when I do my presentation, you all may understand that how much we have been progressed since 4 years ago that when we set up this company. Datuk Lee, do you mind to start now?
Okay, sure. Thanks, Jeff. Thank Cash and Honman for arranging this. Hi, everyone. My name is Lee. I'm the founder and managing partner of Lee and Partners. So I invested into RentGuard. Is it 3 years or 4 years ago?
About 3-4 years. We are losing time doing MCO, you see.
Yeah. When there was nothing, we all invested together with few listed company bosses like Datuk Kwan and few other listed company bosses. So I'm very glad that RentGuard is the only company that's still surviving throughout this 3 to 4 period, as compared to my other investments. Most of them is already closed down or is a failed investment. So just to share my 2 cents here, since I'm invited to give some sharing about my investment into this RentGuard. So first of all, I would love to share this saying from Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett does say that only during recession time, you know who is swimming nakedly. Are you aware of this saying? So only during recession time, you know who is swimming nakedly. So this is the best time to see which company is solid company and which company is empty. So just to share a figure with you, in this first quarter of 2020, when everyone is badly affected by COVID-19, by MCO, even our own law firm is badly affected, but RentGuard is making a 28% growth in revenue. Just for the rental collection, it's a 28% growth in this tough period of time. To me, it's so amazing and impressive. When everyone is so suffering and having a tough time, but RentGuard is not only not affected by this COVID-19 or MCO, instead they are making a big growth of 28% in the rental revenue alone. So wow, to me, if your company can survive through this MCO period, and for sure you can survive for any other period of time. This is the first remark that I would love to make. Secondly, when we invest into a company, we look at the team. Not only the business, but look at the team. So I personally have known Jeff and Clement and Chinam for about 8 years, since the establishment of my law firm. So to me, they are very down to earth. They never boast how good they are, but they always walk the talk. If you are aware, they are the property guru for many property agency bosses. They are the property guru, but yet they never boast how good they are in property line, how good they are in property investment or management. So, but they do walk the talk. That's why if you observe the presentation to be done by Jeff later, you can see that the marketing cost is so minimal. Why is so minimal? Because those clients, those property agency bosses, most of them, they are Jeff Tan personal friends, they are Clement personal friends. That's why they don't need to go to the core market to spend a lot in the billboard. They don't have to spend a lot in the advertisements. Yet the advertisement and the A&P doesn't mean it can bring in a lot of sales or business. So throughout my painful experience, we need to know how the management team spend our investment. This is very important. We have seen a lot of companies, a lot of startups, they simply spend the money, the investors' money, into all unnecessary things. End up, the company cannot survive, cannot sustain, and they close down. This is something we as investors, we don't want. And lastly, I would like to share on the risk of the investment. You just imagine back in 3 to 4 years' time, we all invested into a company with nothing. Just because we have the trust into the management team. We trust Jeff Tan, we trust Clement Ng, we trust Chin Nam. Just based on the trust and the business concept. And 3 or 4 years down the line, which is today, when you all invest, you are investing into a running company, into a revenue generating company with a proper system in place, with a strong team in place. And yet, the cost is still kept at the minimal stage. This is what really amazed me. With the manpower of about 4 of them, they are generating very good sales, very good revenue, and a very minimum cost. And now they are using our Wisma Lee and Partners as their main office, and they are only getting a virtual office just to maintain the status as the, what you call that?
MSC status.
Yeah, just to maintain the MSC status. So all of us are doing our best to make sure that RentGuard can survive through this period, and not only to survive, but also grow steadily during this period. As I mentioned earlier, during this period, you can see clearly which company will close down in 1 to 3 months down the line, and which company can really succeed and excel over other companies in this short period of time. So all the investors out there, so I would really urge you all to really spend your time, your precious Saturday afternoon to see and understand the presentation by RentGuard, because whatever you're investing now is at a minimal risk, and yet the returns are quite attractive. To me, it's very, very attractive. So to you, it's up to you to judge. So please stay along this presentation. So I wish you the best in this MCO period and throughout the year. Okay, thank you everyone. Thank you Cash and Jeff for having me today. So I hand it back to Jeff. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Dato' Lee, for great sharing and all this time for his generous investment and also great support to us. Later, when I go through my presentations, maybe I can review more like what Dato' Lee and others director has been contribute to us along the journey. So I have seen someone have posted the questions already. I will try to, of course, I will definitely answer these questions when I go along with my sharing. So before we started, let us talk about this COVID-19. I do believe that all of us are whoever in business or investment, we definitely understand that this COVID-19 quite sure that will cause a great recession ahead. But just the problem is about when we recover from this economic crisis. So somebody actually suggested that probably this is a V-shaped recovery. So V-shaped recovery is something like maybe 2009, that where we have this subprime crisis from US, and then it affected Malaysia somehow. And then of course we recover in the very fast pace, like 1 to 2 years time, then we're back on our feet. But there also can be another theory that about that this recovery is actually U-shaped recovery. So U-shaped recovery is more probably like 1997 or 98. Then it took Malaysia a few years, then only we can get back on our feet. So why we want to share about this is like we want to review that what actually RentGuard having this ECF funding, and how are we going to respond to these recessions and the recovery in planning. Okay, so another thing that during this COVID-19 threats and MCO period, I think most of us have realized that suddenly the whole consuming, I mean the consumers, how they spend money, the spending is actually focused on this essential service rather than some wanted service. So essential service, for example, like food and grocery. So this is what we actually focus on spending. Imagine that if recession happens, I believe this kind of spending behaviors is going to last till that we can recover from this economic growth again. So fortunately, to see that property actually is part of the essential needs. So you see, no matter how these people they earn or spend money, but still need a property to live in. It's just matter of these people. We are actually staying in our own purchased property, or we are actually renting someone property, or maybe when we actually have a stress from this financial income, we may think about that moving to a lower rental property. For young generation, they might actually shifting from this whole unique condo or studio, luxury or lifestyle studio, to something basic needs, just for example, like room accommodations. So that is the part that where actually our RentGuard has been benefited from this kind of changes and moving to forwards. So part of it, just now like Dato Lee has actually shared some numbers about our growth, where I will make some more clear explanations afterwards. And to all the audience here, maybe you just newly joined in or you have been with us since starting. This webinar will be only last for 1 hour in maximum, so it won't spend you a lot of time. It will definitely be actually ended before 3 o'clock. So it depends on how many questions that you pose to us and where we want to answer it. Okay, so I'm going to start with my sharing screen to you all with my presentation, so that you can understand more about our business. Just give me a minute. So I put it in the full screen first. Okay, RentGuard actually was founded August 2016. So coming to August 2020, we are actually 4 years old. I'm actually proud that to say that most of the business, they don't survive in the first 3 years, but we managed to make it. And then we are still in a well trend to grow our numbers. Okay, this was some presentations that we actually prepare under the previous government, where we share about how we fit to this policy industry 4.0. But unfortunately, we have some government change happens in February. So we have still yet to see that what is this new government have their policy about it. But digitalization is a must thing to go, especially when this COVID-19 hit us. I do see that a lot of these offline operations has forced or they choose to turn into online. So going for digitalization is definitely a trend. But just before this, probably we thought that this might be some trend that in future few years time. But now it happens immediately in these few months. So we actually definitely as a tech company, as a tech startup, we great to see this kind of positive changes. So our Minister of Housing, our housing minister is still the same person who is Puan Zuraida. She actually has been proposed that how this big data can help solve some property overhang issues. So the whole country, especially like Malaysia, we are actually lack of this property data in many ways. So RentGuard is a tech startup, is a prop tech startup. We actually quite focused in our not only generating revenue for our business, we also intend to be one of the big data company in future. So let us go on. So currently, we have a smart agency system, which is a contactless e-booking system, where we launched to the market 2018 to all the property agencies. So just now, some attendants actually asked us, what's the difference between us and SpeedRent? I think SpeedRent or Speed Home now is actually aimed to replace the agents and agencies so that they claim themselves is an online platform or online agent service. But our position is we are promoting our IT system, a SaaS system, software as a service. We provide them a cloud system, help them to digitalize their operations, improving their efficiency, even minimize their overheads in the office. So that booking system has been created and launched in 2018, then much more prior than this COVID-19. During COVID-19, we can see a very obvious between our customer and the non-customer. You know, non-customer, some property agency, they can't actually issue their salary payout during COVID-19 MCO period because no admin and no accountant are working, is allowed to work in office during March, I think 18th of March until end of March. But all our customer who actually using this contactless booking system has no challenge at all to process all these claims and operation in their, from their house, work from home, right? So they fully enjoy this seamless technology to solve their operation issues. They're starting to realize that they don't have to do all these kind of things with papers and also meeting person in person. I do think that this is so important, not only now, it will be actually very important to all the industry players after COVID-19 because the fear and also the threat of the virus is still around with us, maybe for months, even for years, until we can actually solve the problem. So another system that we launched in 2019 will be our auto rental collection, which is set up the rental payment between some property operators and their tenants. So this system only requires a TAC code from the bank so that we can actually tie up the tenant's bank account. So throughout the tenancy period, charging monthly rental automatically from their credit card or bank account. So there are currently two systems now where I'm going to show you the picture, how we generate revenue from these two systems. So one is our contactless booking system. Another one is our auto rental collections. Okay, both of the systems are actually B2B model. B2B model means that it's a business to business solution. We only offer this system and solution to company. Then from there, company have their clients, then have the pool of customer, then only they put their client into our system. So this is another difference that we and Speed Home. I think Speed Home is doing C2C, where they need to onboard the landlords and the tenants directly. We do not do that. So our contactless booking system, these are all the slides that actually you guys can download from pitchIN. Later, before I end the session, I will share you a QR code about this pitchIN link where you can get exactly the same slide. So I don't think I need to go on much details that to save our time here. I will only focus on to some points. Then you are of course welcome to ask any questions during these sessions. So our contactless booking system are actually helping the property agency putting all their operation into cloud as a flow so that they can automate everything on cloud without using any papers or meeting person in person. So this package, this product charge them 12,000 per year. So what is the logic or reason behind this kind of fees or pricing strategy? Is because we can help them to save at least 50% of its admin headcounts in the office. That is the reason why we are putting 12,000, because 12,000 is an admin salary about probably 1/3 or half of this admin salary. Our rental collection system, on the other hand, helping the property operators. Many of our customers, these property operators, they are doing room management. So imagine they have hundreds of the room tenants making payment, and all these rental payment are similar amount. How can they do the bank recon with these mass transactions? So this is the part that actually we step in and solve the headache problem for them. So we are actually improving their bank recon process from 45 days to 3 days. Yes, this is not bluff. I mean, it's a real stat that we make it into 3 days. So that's why now our customer who are actually having a mass tenants, they will need to rely on our system to perform all those rental collections. So we are charging it with yearly fees plus some percentage of the rental amount. So just now, Dato' Lee has mentioned already. So it's important that during this recession time, where everybody is aware that recession is ahead, just we don't know whether it's a V-shaped or U-shaped recovery. So during this recession time, it's very important to find out what kind of business or service that tap into this essential service. So we do think that the rental market is a huge needs and huge market to be explored. So in case if this recovery is about U-shaped recovery, it took us some years to go on that. At least our company can be doing well with all those essential needs, which is targeting the rental market. If this is a V-shaped recovery, people will definitely come back to their plan, like upgrading their staying place or buying property for investment, where it will stimulate the growth of this property agency business. Then it will benefit us from this contactless booking system. So that's how we position ourselves to have some product that can benefit from this good sentiment property market and bad sentiment property market at the same time. Okay, why you need to invest in RentGuard? So it's very simple. What we're doing here is a prop tech. I do think that everybody agrees that property is a huge market and also is a huge part of economy. If you look at this property transaction value in Malaysia per year, every year, even that these few years, we see that this property cycle is a bit, the sentiment is not really good. The property transaction is a bit slow, but it still transacted 140 B per year. And then from the Bank Negara statistic, we found out that working adult is actually 1 out of 3 working adults are actually renting places. So the residential property rental itself can up to 15 B per year. Okay, so we started in 2016. We launched our first product in 2018. And then from there, it's only like one year plus. Then we actually have show a very strong and good track record. Dato' Lee has mentioned to we all just now, we don't spend much on this marketing. We don't do advertisement. We majority target B2B. So we door to door visited all those industry players, talk to all those business owners, and then how can we help to digitalize their business and what our system can do for to improve their efficiency of the business, eventually help them saving costs and earn more revenue on that. So with that strategy, we already can actually gather more than 1,000 plus active negotiators who are property agents are using our contactless booking system every day to submit their claim, booking, and process their commissions. Then we also received more than 6,000 bookings. These 6,000 bookings are those S&P, sales and purchase of the property, and also some properties that being rented out. So we do have their valid S&P and rental agreement because they need to use it to claim their commissions. Then all these transactions make up to more than 800 million gross market value of this property data has been held with us in a short period of time. This was actually prepared during January when we started to do some pre-live equity crowdfunding event with our existing customers. So you can see that since we launched the rental collection system March 2019, it has shown some tremendous growth. So I have updated the numbers, which is this is the numbers that Dato' Lee just now shared with you guys. Of course, he got the numbers first because he's a board member. We need to report to him. Okay, 2019 that this is the annualized yearly rental that we processed in 2019 for that 9 months. And then in the first Q, we can see that comparing by same number, because rental is a recurring amount, which means that if we got these cases in, then it will be repetitive there. Because what we onboard is the company who actually own that rooms or that property. Definitely they need to rent out, and then they need to process the rental payment. So it grew 48% in the first Q compared to last year amount. And then what actually really encouraged us a lot is because of this MCO implemented on 18th of March. Surprisingly, we see that our customers are actually pushing even harder than us, because during MCO, there's no check-in and no check-out, because all these movement has been restricted. What our customers do is actually converting those tenants who are yet to use our direct debit rental service, then to turn them into this service, because our customer also worry that in the coming months, when recession happens, probably they will face some challenge in collecting rental payment from their tenants. They are doing a lot of promotion now, even that encourage the tenant to use our service by giving out some monthly rental discount on them. So that's the reason why we actually have a huge jump. This is only half a month for April, but we do believe that it will grow another 28% compared to the first quarter from whatever numbers that we have now. Because before this, our pool, I mean the tenants pool, let's say the customer is having 1,000 tenants, it's only about 15%, 150% using our service, but there's still about 85% for us to convert. So I can foresee this COVID-19 is definitely a huge push to all the digitalization method, including to all the business as well. They want to implement this now. So it's great to see that, and we are so fortunate to be on the right trend. Okay, this also be available on the pitchIN slide later. Before we end the session, I will show you the QR code to download. So it's published as public information. So the numbers are actually taken from our audit report. So this year, this financial year, we actually plan to reach more than 200,000 revenue per year, where we will see that next financial year, we supposed to be a profitable business, because currently our yearly overhead is about 200,000 per year. So closer to 250,000 per year. So, but unfortunately with COVID-19, I mean, be honest speaking, we need to be more conservative, because the COVID-19 will affect our agency system badly. So it will affect all these property agency customer. So I think that we may see a decline in their system fees. Later, I mean next, I am going to share with you guys how are we going to deal with this problem. We don't see a problem. I mean, we don't see it as a problem. We see it as an opportunity. I'm actually excited to share with you guys. Please bear with me. Okay. So for the exit plan, if you invest in us through the ECF, what is your exit plan as an shareholders? Okay. So first, definitely in our shareholder agreement, we will promise to pay out dividend if we are actually a profitable company. So the profit will be shared as a dividend. That's one of the ways that you get back your money. Second way is through the M&A. So let's say there are some payment company, there are some listed property company who actually interested in our big data or in our tech system, then they might actually come in as an investor. Then all the shareholders can be welcome to take their offer and exit from this company. Then third, it will be actually be IPO. If we can do the IPO in 5 years' time, then we expected the revenue will need to grow another 50x on that, so that we be eligible to be IPO. So as an investor, you are potentially get a return of 20x. Okay. So the risk of investing in this business, I think Dato' Lee has delivered a message. His message very clear. You are always having the risk in losing all your investment if this company doesn't make it. But for the good thing is you are not risking yourself on a startup that still need to develop a product or R&D on a product. We did that already. And then you are not risking yourself, your investment in a product that yet to test with the market, whether this purchaser or this potential customer, are they willing to pay for the product or not? Then third, you are not invested in a company that doesn't have any revenue. We are actually generating revenue going towards to 200,000 per year. So we are seeing that it will actually grow even faster after that. Of course, COVID-19 recession may get us some setback, but it doesn't harm our business like until, we need to be closed down or whatever. So this is the risk that you are not taking after a few years, like all those angel investors who actually invested in us in beginning, where they experience all those risky time. Okay, so this is the part that you need to consider your risk and compare to the return. Be honestly speaking, I myself also invest in some property and stock market as well. So my position is like, I do think that in this kind of recession period of time, it's not about finding those high return company. It's not about investing in a unicorn in the tech startup. So this unicorn investment or high return company only works well when the economy are growing in a very good momentum. But during a recession time like this, I myself will prefer to go for a company who is more sustainable, whose business is more resilient, and who can actually survive through all these crises. Because I do believe that whoever can survive and living good throughout this crisis, actually we have a better and greater opportunity to be a bigger company after that. Okay. So just now we talked about the strategy on how we actually going to target all those property agencies. So you can see that we plan to use a 30% marketing fund from this ECF raise. 500,000 is about 150,000. So 150,000 initial plan was actually used for some sponsorship to this MIA board member, some events, so that we make some awareness to let them know that we have a contactless booking system to sell them or promote them. But due to the COVID-19, we changed our mind. So how we are going to utilize this 150,000 is like, we try to actually spend it on our customer. For our existing customer, we actually plan it to free their fees for 1 year to help them survive through this COVID-19. So giving this promotion, this campaign, actually is not offered to existing customer. We will offer to all the new customer as well, which means they are going to use our system free for a year, helping them to through this difficult time. So this money will be used to cover that revenue loss. So I do believe post COVID-19, in a 1 or 2 years time, we can see a tremendous users growth in this segment, so that let's say we grow about 5x or 10x after that. Maybe after the market recover, no matter V-shape or U-shape, then when it's recover, then we will start to charge them fees. Of course, we can see some churn rate, but I do believe that whatever we get after that is still a much more a few times size compared to what we have now. So that's the way that how we actually will be utilize your investment fund cautiously and with some purpose of that, rather than we just simply spend the money in whatever marketing. So this is not our company culture at all. So of course, as a tech company, we always need to invest heavily in our product development so that we can keep on building up our tech barrier to keep these potential competitors away or maintaining the gaps between them. So yeah, this is our team. We have a very lean team, only 5 of us. Some of the, of course, we do hire some part-timer, we do hire interns, but our core teams are all these 5 person. Then I myself and Clement are actually partners for a property management company since 2011. So we exit that company during 2014 because of some government policy change. Then from there, took us about 2 years to think about this digitalization. We saw the digitalization opportunity, especially in property sector. So many things that we can do. So we decided to set up RentGuard together with our onboard CTO, Law Chin Nam. Chin Nam has more than 10 years experience in the software development, and he has been done a lot of this great software to many listed company as well. So Clement himself, also from IT background, he has been in this IT field, the tech field, for more than 11 years. So I'm not from technical background, but they are. I mean, they do actually contribute a lot in product development and also the business sense of these tech tools. Okay, so we have our lead developer Yin since beginning when we have set up this operation. Then he has been with us until now already. So and then we have our customer relationship manager Alan. Alan also since beginning has been with us now. So these are the 5 core persons in RentGuard. And then I would like to introduce our board of directors and angel investor. So the right hand side is our handsome Datuk Lee, where you guys have seen his sharing just now when we started this webinar. And then I would like to introduce another non-executive director in RentGuard, who is Datuk Kwan Fo Kwai, who is a retired managing director and advisor of Sunway Construction Group. So Datuk Kwan also is our chairman in the board. So where Datuk Kwan and Datuk Lee, when they're on board, they not only invest, okay, they are angel investor, of course, they invest and then they agree with our idea and all these things, they give our business advice. But not only do that, they actually come in as a board member is to secure and protect the interests of others, minority shareholders. So I think many startups or many businesses, they are not really having this kind of level of corporate governance since beginning of that company. But we do practice that beginning because we do believe that this RentGuard business is a matter of time, and in the future, we need to go towards the IPO. So that's why we have to do everything right since beginning, rather than, you know, we go around and bump our heads or whatever, then only learn from some tough lesson or painful lesson. So with Datuk Kwan and Datuk Lee helps and supports, so we really feel gratitude to them, not only from money, but also from the guidance and also the contributions from them towards to our business. My sharing is about end already. So this is our MSc status cert. So we do apply from the MDEC, Malaysia Digital Economy Council, for this 5+5 years tax incentive. So RentGuard is a zero tax company for 10 years, 5+5 years. The expiry date will be on year 2028, 2028, okay? So we also get a lot of credited from government program. So we do pitch this idea to them in this, like for example, this is a magic program. They are taking Stanford University, sending the professor to come to Malaysia to guide the startup. So we were so lucky, fortunate to be elected as one of the idea out of 50 company. So to participate this 1 week program in Magic before we set up our operations. And then we were elected as one of the only one property tech startup who actually enrolled this ASEAN Data Startup Accelerator program, also by MDEC. So it's a 6-month program and help us to plan down our big data journey, how to make our company as a data company in the future. So we also enroll a Selangor CTEC program, Selangor Accelerator program in 2018. So this is another part of the program that we went in. And I would like to share with you guys, this is the latest news. If you see into pitchIN, the website, into our RentGuard updates, then you will see that this month, we just got credit funded program, coach and grow program. We'll be with them 1+1 years, total 2 years. Then whereby this credit funded program will guide us and coach us how to scale up the business. and hopefully that this will actually bring our level to a next journey after 1 to 2 years time. So that last part about it already. So we are taking investment up to maximum 500,000 until today. Because we also have some shareholders, they are actually willing to top up their investment. So we confirm that before I share that, I forgot something, whereby latest news that whereby government want to stimulate this tech startup. They want to give a push and help to the tech startup. They hope the tech startup will still survive through this tough journey. So government actually putting a 50% investment for whatever amount that we raise. For example, let's say we raise 500,000, government will top up 250,000 on us. Okay, so that is the massive actually make a public announcement. I think pitchIN is will be shared with you guys if you have questions about this part. And then why I want to share this is because we have been calculated and updated our investment. We figure out that they are only less than 30,000 from public fund. Then it will actually make it to 500,000 already. Yes, Cash.
Okay, sorry, I thought I lost the audio. Carry on.
Oh, no problem. Okay, so it's about to finish anyway. So we have about less than 30,000 from public. Then we will be meeting this 500,000 maximum fundraising target. So we are issuing 4.63% for 500,000. Where actually the minimum investment, it has to be 800 ringgit and it has to be multiple of 800 ringgit. So for that investment, if you are interested to find out more, this is the part that I say, you can actually have this scan me code. So you scan it, then this QR code, you can scan it, then it will bring you to the pitchIN link where you can actually make your investment and registrations over there. We are closing on 28th of April. So we are, just now I checked with Cash already. I think we are the first. I'm not sure that we are the only one, but I'm going to say that we are the first tech startup who actually raised this ECF during MCO and closed during MCO. So this is not our effort. Actually, this effort is all come from our solid customer and friends who actually can see the future and digitalization in property sector. So once again, I want to say thank you to you guys who actually support us. So, and I hope you guys who are actually new here, nice to meet you. And you are welcome to call me up if you want to ask more questions about this company. So my phone number is published down there. You can actually take a photo or record it down later on. So you are welcome to reach me up. So let us go through the questions that what we want to answer, right?
Yes.
Okay, the first, the difference between the split rent and split home, I think I do clarify that already, right, Cash?
Yes, you did, yeah.
Okay, so when do RentGuard expect to be profitable? I do clarify that as well. We actually initial plan, we plan to be a next financial year, which is coming year, but due to this recession, I think we're going to delay the plan. Like I said just now, we are going to utilize the marketing expenses to help our customer to get back on their feet for 1 year time. So that's the time I think we got to delay another 2 years on that. So yeah, future prospect and future planning, I think I did mention about it. So if you want to ask more, you are welcome to raise your hand. So how many real estate agency using your service? Do you charge per agency or per user? We don't charge agents. We are actually charging the agency. There are more than 20 agencies in our portfolio now. We are charging agency, but some agency, they came in the early day when we developed the system. So they're actually paying less fees. It's not 12,000. 12,000 is the highest fees now. So we don't charge agent. Agent are using it for free. So what is your other source of income besides the subscription fee? How much is percentage? I think we did mention that already. So you can go back to the slide and see that the fee structures for both systems. So what is the stopping the fintech giant come and compete in the business and lock you down with their unlimited resources? Fintech giant, I think we are not really crossover with them. Maybe you can elaborate more like how they can actually knock us down. I'm not sure about this question. Sorry for that. So your rental collection revenue is charged to the agent or to the landlord. So it's a B2B model. It's not charged to the the individual person. So we are actually charging the company. So the company who have hundreds or thousands of rooms, then they need our solutions and system to monitor in one cloud account. So it's a monthly charge to them? No, it's by transaction, but we bill them monthly, okay? So related to your plan to become a big data company in future, do you collect the data? Yes, of course, we do collect every data now. So how do you address the privacy issues? That's very good. That's the reason that why we need to have a Datuk Lee on board in the beginning place. So whatever this user they come in, they will need to agree to the term of use that is drafted by Lee and Partners. So where inside there, it's already stated, the term of use stated clearly, whatever the information they allow us to use and capture. So that is the answer to your questions. And how do you plan to charge the access to this data? For the big data part, we have no planning yet because, be honestly, at this size of the company, these data are still very limited. I do not think that monetize of the data can happen in another 2 or 3 years. Okay, please be patient on that part. So the name RentGuard seems misleading. At first, I thought that it's just dealing to the issue of rent collection and protection. It's true. I mean, that's a part that we want to build. The reason that why we offer the contactless booking system to the agency is also actually reminding their rental case, if you can see it that way. So you have to understand, like, for example, like us, how can we get all those rental case in a mass volume? So that's why we are thinking from this agency, why we actually get a hand into their business. That's the thinking point in the first. And then the second thing, because of the timing, with more and more room operators, then we were so fortunate that we got another solid revenue from this room operators. So it's actually making our business look better. So it can't be just 2 people developing and maintaining your system, right? If not, are you outsourcing locally? We don't outsourcing. We do have our own tech team. And then, as I mentioned, there are some programmers and there are some interns that we fully utilize on them. So whether you believe it or not, this system is really developed by 2 people. So I have to frankly answer you. That's the part why Datuk Lee is so amazed with whatever we can do with a low budget of these expenses. Yes, Cash?
Sorry, accident. Go ahead.
Oh, no worry. Okay. So I understand that RentGuard is focused in Malaysia. I have 2 questions. Where in Malaysia is RentGuard focused? Where is in Malaysia, right? So we have the largest customer in Klang Valley, of course, because Klang Valley has so many property transactions. And then the second largest customer second town, it will be JB, Johor Bahru. And then we also have customer from Ipoh. Ipoh has been start to contribute more volume now before MCO lockdown. We do have a customer in KK, but their revenue contribution is insignificant, so I don't count that yet. We actually, before ECF, we already putting our aggressive way to reach out to different towns in Malaysia. So we want to be Malaysia. We want to win Malaysia market first. I mean, if we can be Malaysia champion, then we will consider to explore the countries like Singapore, Australia, or Taiwan. So yeah, that's a regional plan. So I answered the second question unaccidentally. Okay. So can you further comment on how the advisors are serving to protect the interests of minority shareholders? Yeah, as I mentioned, that both of them are actually sitting as a board member. Maybe some of you guys are not aware about the company regulation has been amended. So directors are actually having a lot of responsibilities for the company wrongdoings. You have to imagine, like Datuk Kwan and Datuk Lee, they all have a well business. I mean, Datuk Lee running his own law firm. Datuk Kwan is retired, but he's also managed a listed company. So yeah, so they have a lot of responsibility on that. So they need to make sure that we are actually doing the right things and actually what we deliver, whatever that actually we do, or our spending. So all this money budget So everything is actually fit to the benefit of all the shareholders, not just for our own founders. Okay. So what is the basis of your company valuation to reach these determinations? I do have some comparison with others prop tech startup that raised their money from pitchIN. So if you look back, Speed Home, who actually did their fundraising, they used to call Speed Rent. Last year, January 2019, January, they raised 2.5 million with 38 million valuations in pitchIN platform. Then we have another friendly alliance, MHub, who actually doing a property developer system. They raised successfully raised 3.7 million last year, July, with a valuations of 26 mil. So currently we are offering less than 11 mil. Okay, RentGuard service for residential property only. For now, it will be, if you talk about rental collection, yes, but I also start to have some customer who actually explore how to putting this kind of system into their industry and even some commercial portfolio. Because in Malaysia, the property is residential or commercial, very gray area. There are so many commercial units, for example, like shop lots. Many people actually turning the shop lots into rooms as well. I wonder you guys actually discover this kind of changes or not. So because everybody is doing that, is because of the room demand. It becomes so popular and so demanding now, especially coming recession. I can see what my customers see. My customers are so excited and doing a lot of this expansion planning during this period of time. Who are your competitors? Kindly advise. Our competitors, we have like the booking system. We have a competitor, but I'm not sure whether shall we name it or not. So because when I name it, then it also revealed to some of my potential customers go look for them, right? So I give you my number already. Why don't you privately message me? Then I can give you a few names on them. Maybe you can actually do some research. Even I can explain to you. Okay, thank you. So who is your biggest competitor? Same question. So does RentGuard own the IP? Yes, of course. We are an MSC status company. So when MSC status company, there's a rule that we need to comply, which is we must actually develop our own tax system. We cannot outsource, because outsource, when the IP is not fully on us, MSC can revoke their tax incentive. So this is the regulations that we have to follow. We always develop our own system. So do you expect a tech giant like iProperty or Property Guru to come in the market and compete with RentGuard? If yes, what is your strategy? So we don't expect they will come into this market. We are in a different vertical of the market. They are more in this ads, you know, the digital ads. Okay, they are more like an advertisement company rather than a prop tech company. So if they come in, I think it's good because first, with their size, they may actually offer some M&A. So where as an investor, you got a chance to let go your share, but we will still keep on doing our hard works. So the second thing is if they come in, then it can actually also educate more about this market, about the digital tools. So far, we have been here like 4 years already. This is not a new company. I didn't see iProperty or Property Guru they have started anything. I'm not sure about this. So, but 4 years now, we didn't see anything from them. They are not interested in this market at all. They're more focused on their ads. Okay. As a founder, what will be your preferred exit route? I would say that we will prefer to build this company until we can be IPO. After IPO, it doesn't mean that we want to exit. IPO is actually an exit for the investor and the shareholders, but we will still going for this company. We will still going to do it. So we will still keep on building it. So that is my answer. In your slide, why the operation cost, the staff cost and utility cost dropped so much in that? And what is the projected valuation in the future? So yeah, that's a key things that actually why we can actually impress. Before that, we have a bigger tech team. So because in the starting, as I told you guys already, the angel investor actually are risking their money, because in the starting, we do R&D and then we do some product. Even we can build some product, but the product cannot be sold or the customer not agree to pay with that fees. So that's why in the starting, we actually invest heavily on a bigger size of the tech team. But after the tech system can be stabilized and be well accepted by the market, so it come out to the product market fit point already. So that's the time we have to trim down the cost. And one of the biggest costs that we trim down is actually 2019, we let go our office. We moved to Wisma Lee and Partner because Dato' Lee having a own Wisma, and then his space is so much, and then we decided to utilize that space. 2019 June onwards, we already started to work from home and work in the virtual office with this kind of working culture. So it's not started for COVID-19. That's why COVID-19 has nothing hit on the RentGuard operation at all, because we used to this method since very long time already. So yeah, that's the answer to your questions. And what is the projected valuations in the IPO? So the projected valuations will be about, I done this calculation before. So it will be about less than 100 million, something like that. So what is the basis of your company valuation? We answered that already, right? So, hi, Mr. Founder, how can this benefit people? Okay, so the first thing I think is everybody, as I mentioned, property is an essential service. So when we have the property, we have either we stay on it, we transact it, we invest it, we rent it. So how we use that also, we have a lot of pain points that in between, for example, like rental collection, like the data, like accessing to all these public info, all these kind of things. Then I think RentGuard is the company that visualize and aim to solve all those problems that putting the digital tools in their operations. So that's my sharing. We are over time already, right, Cash?
Well, there's no time. As long as there's good questions coming in, there's no issues. But yes, I think we've reached the end of the questions. So this will be a good time to talk about how to end the session. But before that, just to highlight to everybody, you heard this presentation. We also put it live on Facebook. So those of you who joined in later could possibly go back to pitchIN's Facebook page and also watch it there. The questions were very good, I must say. I think the attendees today asked very good questions. And as Jeff himself revealed, this company was ready for something like COVID. You know, very few. You know, I mean, these are the rare gems that were able to continue functioning no matter the disruption. So RentGuard is live on pitchIN, already raised beyond the minimum, so the deal is successful. And even as we see now, because we've got some pledges coming in, so there's a strong support for this. You can, if you're not a user yet, you can just go to pitchIN, sign up. It's very easy, free by the way. And from there, you just have to click through to Jeff's page, which is on RentGuard, and then submit your investment. After that, as Jeff himself mentioned, it's very easy. You become a shareholder. We manage the whole process. But most importantly, I think, and that question was asked just now, he's got good advisors on board. And as he stressed, the chairman and members of the board, nowadays they've got a fiduciary duty to watch out for the interests of shareholders. So I think as far as your interests are concerned, is quite well protected. So let me thank Jeff. Let me thank Dato' Lee also, but he had to leave earlier. And of course, my colleague Honman, and of course, all the attendees. Thank you very much for joining us today. There are other sessions that will happen later in the coming days. Do check out our Facebook page. That's where we normally share most of the details. And have a great weekend. Thank you, Jeff. And thank you, attendees.
Thank you.